Another massive $1 billion acquisition. Ripple being hyper aggressive here, buying a major treasury company. We'll talk about its implications, what it means, but we're not going to dodge the elephant in the room. What's going on with crypto in October, specifically XRP not doing what we're looking for? I'll tell you what I'm seeing, how I think we come out of this. Let's break it down. First of all, the big story of the day, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, announcing a $1 billion acquisition of GTreasury. Now, understand this. This isn't some rinky-dink company here. This company services Fortune 500 companies, very large corporate entities, for their internal treasury operations. This would be moving money around to cover, payroll, salaries, maybe pay for inventory, things of this nature. And you stack that on top of Hidden Road now, which gives you access to FX markets and maybe doing currency swaps or moving into different digital assets. And then you have RLUSD and XRP and Ripple Pay for global payments. It all ties together in this massive tech stack. You don't have to go to individual companies and say, you know what, use our system. It's better. This is why you should change. No, they're just buying the infrastructure. And now they have Fortune 500 companies that are using their tech. And they don't care, again, what's happening on the back end, right? They're just using GTreasury, and they're going to have fast, cheap money flows where they can track everything. Very efficient change. It's going to tie together with Hidden Road. It's going to tie together with payments. And this is going to be a world-class system from top to bottom. You don't have to sell it to people. They're already using it. And you're going to have, people that aren't your customers yet. Major corporate entities are going to look over and say, well, we're using these disjointed systems that don't tie together, and look at the cost effectiveness, look at the synergy if we switch over and use this. This is a game changer. This is not the type of thing that's going to make people run out and buy XRP and drive the token value with hype. What it does is onboard people to adopt this technology, and that's why it's a game changer. This is huge. You see what Ripple's strategy is, and I think the next step, what we're going to see, is some sort of, I think it's going to be like a MoneyGram type of company. Could be MoneyGram themselves. I know it's private, but they could buy them out. Could be any number of companies out there. It doesn't need to be them. And you'll say, well, they deal with just corporate entities. Why does that matter? Well, a lot of these Fortune 500 companies, they have workers and customers in emerging markets that they need to service. And so now if you get a company like this that has a storefront that deals in cash, you are essentially digitizing, making an on and off ramp for cash money. And so once you have that, what's left, right? And that's a huge competitive advantage to everything else. Watch, I'm telling you right now, they are going to make an acquisition, and they will have that ability to have storefronts in important markets they want to reach for these Fortune 500 companies to be able to deal with those employees, to be able to deal with those customers that are more cash based. And you're going to bring all of this into the same system. And from top to bottom, every transaction you want to do, it's going to be on these rails. Now, we see my buddy Scams. Well, he says XRP down after the news of the new acquisition. Not really a fair assessment, because this is just what's happening with crypto. But we see right now, I mean, we're at $2.30 right now with XRP at the time of this recording. The start of this month, we were right around 3. What the heck is going on with October? Well, you see this here. Ethereum's price, since the government shut down on 10/1/25, it's doing the same thing. You see the market was bullish. This is October. Things are going to go good. And then, no, the bottom sinks out of things. And it's the same thing with XRP. You see that downtrend. That initial little boost is there's excitement. But this government shutdown, it's just going to be a drag. And we look at the negative effects on what's going on. ETF approvals, which probably would have already been done, well, those are on hold. It's not going to get done because no one's at the SEC to approve the things. Regulations are stalled. That's important, and we need that done this year. The longer this shutdown, carries on, the less likely it happens. Financial market risk and uncertainty. You just have, even in, the stock market, people are getting uneasy. The longer this goes on, you're going to see people throwing a fit. And when you have tack-ons like, trade tensions with China, it's just going to compound things. Where before they might shrug that off, now it's like you have a shutdown and trade tensions, forget it, I'm out. It's going to be much more volatile. Government partnerships and initiatives, they're paused. We know the government's doing a lot of stuff with the crypto industry. Well, right now they ain't doing that because ain't nothing happening. The government shut down, and then licensure applications, they're going to be in limbo during this. So it's all negative, but the good thing is this. shutdowns don't last forever. And we know they're going to get this done at some point. ETFs are going to pop, probably regulations get done, government partnerships and initiatives are going to go into full effect, and licensures like Ripple's banking application, all sorts of stuff, those are going to start getting pushed through. So the future is brighter. We just got to get by this. And the question is, how long does it really last for? I keep seeing announcements like this. Hey, only 3 days left. We have Grayscale, 21 shares, Canary Capital. Like those ETFs are going to be approved any moment. No, they're not. They're not going to be approved because, again, the people approving these things, well, they're sitting at home. The government shut down. It ain't happening. Take all these deadlines, throw them in the garbage. It ain't going to happen until this shutdown ends. And I think that's really causing a downdrift on the valuation of crypto. Even though we know these very bullish catalysts are happening any moment, we know they ain't happening right now. And again, you have these tack-ons, these additional things that are going to make it more volatile with trade tensions. But I think even that's going to get worked out. I think we're looking good, but we got to get by this. And we don't know, is this going to be just another week of shutdown? Is this going to push towards the record, which is 35 days? Or are we just going to smoke all of October? No one really knows at this point, and that's what's going to really define when this market eventually takes off. XAO.DAO getting ready to launch here. When it does, I'm going to do a walkthrough on this channel so you can see how to do it. It's very easy, though. Remember, you're not staking your crypto, your XRP. You're not moving your XRP. You're essentially buying an NFT, which you just hold in your wallet, and that shows you're a member. So I'll walk you through that process. Very easy, but right now there'll be a link down below. Put your name on the wait list so you know when this thing launches because it's imminent. And again, this is a great system because you get to participate in the DAO. You can have rights to future profits if the DAO makes profits. And again, you're not staking your XRP. You're not sending it around. You just hold this NFT in your self-custody wallet, and that is your ticket to membership. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Get your name on the list. Make sure you're ready for launch. That's going to be a big one. I like this post by Vet. He says the main way to implement features on the XRP Ledger can't be protocol changes. So when we look at things right now, because we don't have smart contracts, we don't have any kind of programmability. The positive is we don't have those complications. The protocol doesn't get slow, doesn't get bogged down. Fees aren't escalating. So that's a great thing. It's lean and mean. But anytime we want to add lending, borrowing, NFTs, like anything, we have to change the whole protocol. That takes a long time. It's expensive and it's risky. If you break something, you break the whole blockchain, right? This is why we need at least light programmability. If we want to add an extra feature, we do so with this light smart contract capability. And guess what? If something goes wrong, you just turn off the smart contract. You can't just turn off the blockchain. Like that's the end of the blockchain, right? So that's why you're seeing this push. Where, we need some sort of smart contract capabilities. So when we want to do stuff, we can do that much faster and cheaper as like a tack on. And we don't have to change everything from the ground up. Very sensible, great post by Vet. And that's why you're going to see soon enough on-chain programmability on the XRP Ledger. It won't be full smart contract programmability like you see on Ethereum because we want to stay lean and mean and fast and efficient. But you're going to see some. You have to have this because having to redesign the whole blockchain every time you want to add some small feature is just not feasible. And a lot of times it might be something that's useful, but it's just not worth that type of investment in time and capital. So it just doesn't get done and we don't have the features we need. So this is a big push and I think it's going to make things a lot safer, a lot more stable, and faster to roll out new updates. Just a matter of time here. We see Lark. Man. Over $500 million liquidated in the past 24 hours. This cycle has been a joke. What we've seen repeats of is months of depression and boredom, 1 week of euphoria, followed by we just had the biggest liquidation event in the history of crypto, and then back to depression and boredom. It's kind of been this cycle, right? We had the original infinity trade war. We have shutdowns. We have new trade escalations. Like, we got to clear this stuff, but we will. We'll get that runway. We don't need a long time. Remember, we just need a couple months. A couple months will be life-changing, but what matters in the background is the stuff that really is going to onboard people to crypto. We're getting regulations done. We're just a better environment. We're there. We just need that runway, and we're going to hit it. It's all going to line up. We're going to have a nice bull run. I refuse to believe we will not have a single alt season during this cycle. It's going to happen. We see CZ. He's complaining. He's urging Coinbase to come on to list some BNB projects. He says Binance, they have a bunch of base projects, which is Coinbase's layer two there on Ethereum, they should do the same. And this is a thing. You should, as an exchange, if there's valuable tokens that would be in demand, just because it's associated with the competitor, you still should list those. So this is a big problem in crypto. They'll have to figure out some sort of listing standard so you're not just like trying to punish your competitors. And this is the problem when Coinbase is getting into blockchain and they have their own services, things like Base. They would like you using Base for your payments. Maybe they don't want to support XRP type projects as much. Like, that's a problem. We need to figure out some sort of standards here so every exchange doesn't try to just slant all their users to only their products and services. It's not how this industry gets where it wants. 15 million FXRP now open for minting, the largest single cap raise so far. And again, to reiterate, we're at a very dangerous time. During the biggest liquidation event in crypto history, FXRP performed well. No catastrophic failures. I mean, you want to test out the gates? That was it. And FXRP, Flare, it met the test. Very, very encouraging. Interesting chart here. I go after Solana. Not my favorite chain. I don't have any SOL. Probably should. But we see the market cap of these cryptos here, average transaction fee, block time, and finality. I'm going to put these up so you can take a look at them. But, you look at how the different smart contracts systems rank against each other. The top ones, Ethereum, who's the best Ethereum competitor? You have BNB, Solana, Tron, Cardano, Sui, Avalanche, Polkadot, Mantle, a lot of them. So, this is a sector where if you can get someone that's going to be, running up, either Solana running down Ethereum or one of these other ones running down Solana, that's where you're going to make the money here. Daily active users, Solana is just dominant. Look at that. More than BNB and Ethereum. And then lastly, we have this active devs. Ethereum has the most devs. That's where all the money is, of course. But Solana, compared to everyone else, pretty massive. More than Bitcoin, more than Polkadot, Base, Polygon. It's quite interesting here. So let me know, what is your favorite smart contract blockchain outside of Ethereum? Is it Solana? Is it Flare? Is it one of the ETH layer 2s? You let me know down below, because again, this is the value capture. When you get a good smart contract blockchain, you get NFTs, you get DeFi, you get AI development. Like, this is kind of where it's at. So I'd be interested to hear from you. What is your favorite Ethereum competitor or ancillary network? Let me know down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.